The question I'll be addressing today is, why is the buyer asking for an extension? Stick around for the answer and for any other questions that it might prompt. Good morning, everyone. So why is the buyer asking for an extension? The major reason, not the only reason, but the major reason why a buyer would ask for an extension is this: to make sure their earnest money is protected. In case the deal falls through, they don't forfeit the earnest money. If the deal goes through as planned, it doesn't really matter if the seller rejects or accepts the extension. Nothing has been lost and nothing has been wasted. Now, what are some possible reasons that it might cause a need for an extension? Well, very often when it comes to submitting loan paperwork, at times we may have to submit last-minute documents. And if the underwriter hasn't had a chance to review those documents, they may need the extra 24 or 48 hours to get to them before they can give their stamp of approval and the clear to close. So that's normally why we ask for an extension as buyers. Now, what are some other questions that might be going around your head if you're a seller and the buyer asks for an extension? One could be, will the closing date change? And it really depends on timing and how much in between the deadline for the loan and the closing date you have. There's plenty of times where you grant an extension, you agree to it, and the closing date does not change because it's all figured out within 24 to 48 hours. And normally the closing date is a little bit further down and there's no issues. Now, if the closing date is very close to the loan approval date, then that might cause a need to move back the closing date a day or 2 or 3 days. So it really depends on your personal situation. Another question that might come up if you're a seller is, should I be worried about the deal going through? Again, the answer is, it really depends. 9 out of 10 times, there's really nothing to worry about. It's all a matter of time so that the underwriter can look over all the completed documents and files and give it a clear to close. There are those few times where the deal absolutely may fall through. It really depends on what's going on. And there's no way for you as a seller to know exactly what is going on with the buyer's finances. So should you worry about it or not? It's really a toss-up. 90% chance there's nothing to worry about. And once in a while, yeah, it may fall through. Those are the only things I can really think about when it comes to extensions at the moment. If you guys have any other questions or comments, please don't hesitate to share and reach out. And I will see you all next week. Thanks for joining me.